Hi, good morning. This is Trina here to discuss about noise pollution, its effects and control. And in my personal information, I have given my mobile number and email ID. So if you have any doubt regarding the lecture, then you can communicate with me. And the most important part, I have given the course page. So here I have uploaded all the study materials, different types of probable questions, solved problems, and also the semester questions. First of all, you have to join with my code and then you can access all the study materials I have uploaded. So this subject name is Environmental Science and the subject code MC301 for odd semester and MC401 for even semester. This course is for undergraduate BTech students and the streams are CSE, IT, Civil, Mechanical and BME. And here the objectives and the outcome of the course. So the students will be able to understand the natural environment and its relationship with human activities. They will be able to apply the fundamental knowledge of science and engineering to assess environmental and health risk. They will be able to understand environmental laws and regulation to develop guidelines and procedures for health and safety issues. They will be able to solve scientific problem solving related to air, water, noise, and land pollution. So we can hope our future citizen and the BTech pass out student will take the responsibility to protect our Mother Earth. They will acquire skills for scientific problem solving related to air, water, noise, and land pollution. So here, the entire syllabus is given. First, it is the general part, which is of 6 lectures. Then air pollution, that is of 7 lectures. Then the water pollution, that is also 7 lectures. Land pollution, that is 2 lectures. Then the noise pollution, that is also 2 lectures. So today I will tell about noise pollution. So you will learn here the definition of noise, effect of noise pollution on human health, this part, the 5.1. And also you will learn the noise pollution control. So after that, here you can see the reference books are given. So you can avail these books from our library. Now the course plan, that is the lesson plan is given. That means each lecture contains which topic, that is day-wise lesson plan is given here. So our chapter, that is the module 5, definition of noise, effect of noise, and control of noise pollution. These are the part of today's lecture. So it is the definition of noise, effect of noise on human health, and noise pollution control. So to tell about noise pollution, first you must know what is sound. So sound is one type of energy which propagates through wave. So here you can see the sound, it is propagating through wave. It is the vibration that propagates as mechanical wave of pressure and displacement through some medium that is called sound. And you have to know some of the units, that is like sound intensity. What is it? It is defined as the power carried by sound waves per unit area in a direction perpendicular to that area. So in the SI unit of intensity, it includes the sound intensity, that will be watt per meter square. Then the frequency. So the number of wave passing through a point in 1 second or number of oscillation per second is called frequency. So its unit is cycles per second, or we can say hertz. Next is pressure. So pressure means, you know, that is the force per unit area. Thus, the sound waves creating pressure on the medium through which it propagates is measured in Newton per meter square. So here you are getting number 1, sound intensity, sound frequency, and sound pressure. And also you have learned the units of all these things. So here another unit you will learn, that is called decibel, and expressed as dB. That is the unit of noise level, that is dB. So if the MCQ question comes that dB is the unit of which one? Option like intensity, option 2 pressure, option 3 the frequency, and option 4 noise level. So answer will be noise level. So in the, you have learned this, what is sound and what are the classification of sound. So there are 2 types. One is musical sound. Musical sound consists of a series of harmonic waves following each other at regular interval of time. So like the noise, that means sound we get from the instruments like piano, violin, etc. And noise, what is the noise? It consists a series of waves following each other at regular interval of time, at irregular interval of time with sudden change in their amplitude. So it is not uniform. So here you can see the what is the difference of the musical note and noise. So sound is of 2 types. One is the musical sound, another is noise. So noise is basically the unwanted sound, and it is measured by decibel unit. The level of noise measured by decibel unit. So here you can see that is the noise pollution. So what is noise? Noise, what is the definition of noise? That is an unwanted, irregular, unpleasant, and annoying sound. Sound with no musical quality, that is called noise. So the definition, what we can say, the noise can be defined as wrong sound in a wrong place at the wrong time. However, it is always true that if the sound is loud and it prolongs for a longer period of time, it becomes noise at all. Like I can say that you are shouting in the classroom, all the students, like say 100 students shouting together, that is also noise. And there is in the puja pandal, we are getting the sound box, that is also noise. And the effect of noise, like noise pollution, generally you have seen the water pollution or air pollution, some toxic materials or pollutant, which is called basically pollutant, comes into the atmosphere or comes into the water bodies. But for noise, you will see no such materials called pollutant. But it creates lot of problems for us. So noise pollution, how we can define the noise pollution? It can be defined as unwanted sound dumped into the environment without considering the adverse effect it may have in relation to physical and mental health, displeasing effect, human communication, etc. So when it dumped into the environment and creates harmful effect, that is called noise pollution. So we can see that from the different sources we are getting the noise and we get irritated, we are annoyed. So it is basically unpleasant sound. Now, what are the classification of noise? So noise we can classify in two parts. One is the natural noise, which is created from, like, say, volcanic eruption, thundering, etc. And another noise that is created by anthropogenic activities. Anthropogenic activities means the created by human being. So here we will discuss the noise classification which is created by human being, by the anthropogenic activities. So this type of noise is of three types. Number one, that is transport noise. Number two, occupational noise. Number three, neighborhood noise. So transport noise, again, it is of three types, like road traffic noise, rail traffic noise, aircraft noise. So here we can see the different types of sources of noise. It is like noise pollution ecosystem we are getting from different sources like road, train horn, light traffic, heavy traffic, from all these things, and wild birds, wild frogs, etc. So this is the overall picture. Now you will see here, that is the transport noise. That is very common to us. We see in the, that is the road traffic. It is one of the transport noise. Another picture, I am showing you another picture. That is the aircraft. So aircraft, this is not the continuous, it does not create the continuous noise pollution. It is intermittent, like during the takeoff or during the landing, it creates noise pollution. So this is also aircraft noise. It is also part of transport noise. Next is the occupational noise. So occupational noise mainly comes from different industries. So industry which is related to our occupation, we get noise from different machineries. This is the occupational noise. Next noise is the neighborhood noise. So neighborhood noise, we can tell anything like we can say the garaging of a car, we can say the barking of dogs. So music, the high volume sound system. So all these things are the occupational noise. So this is the example of occupational noise. So this is called neighborhood noise, which we are getting from our neighborhood. That means from our surrounding, like high volume stereo, high volume TV, and I told like the garaging of car, barking of dogs, everything which we are getting, the noise we are getting from our neighborhood, this is called neighborhood noise. So you have learned the noise, definition of noise pollution, and the classification of noise. Now, what is the harmful effect of noise pollution? So this is the physiological effect of noise pollution. So generally, do you know that when two people, like two students, are conversing between each other, then what, that means at say 1 meter distance, what is the noise level? So that is approximately 65 dBA, decibel. So this is not much harmful. So when it exceeds the limit, then only it is harmful. So a sound 65 dBA is a noise level for conversation heard at a distance of 1 meter. But when the sound becomes like 110 dBA, this gives discomfort. And when it is 135 dBA, when it becomes 135 dBA, it becomes painful. And if it is 150 dBA, it might kill a person. So you can understand how much dangerous the noise pollution is. And a sound level in the range of 110 to 150 dBA affects respiratory system, cause of physical control, and other physiological changes might occur. And loud sounds can cause an increased secretion of various hormones of pituitary glands, leading to increased blood sugar level, reducing immune system capability, affecting liver, heart, brain, kidney. So basically, the noise pollution affects all our body parts like liver, heart, brain, kidney, everything. And not only this, this has the sound pollution, the noise pollution has other effects also. Like say, in an industry, industrial accident will be increased due to the noise pollution. How? Because it may mask the warning alarm which will not reach to the worker, and ultimately the accidents will take place. So in this way, the industrial accident can be increased. And not only that, work efficiency will be reduced, and the irritation, headache will be increased for us. So basically the mental ability, the work efficiency for the people will be decreased. And this will affect mostly the old people and the children. It will affect mostly. It will bring the discomfort. And not only that, we know that different birds, the migratory birds, are reducing because of noise pollution. And also the communication is being distorted. Like say, we are talking each other. Like say in our home, we are seeing a TV serial. But outside there is like, outside there is the high volume stereo. Then what we will do? We will enhance the volume of our TV channel. And so what is actually happens? So we are increasing the TV volume. So it is also creating the noise pollution. And basically we cannot listen properly what is in our TV. So the communication is being distorted. So these are the effects of noise pollution. So there are lots of bad effects. So how we can solve this, or another way we can say that how we can control the noise pollution. So now this is the control part. We have to control. We have to think about solution. not only about the problem, we have to think about solution. So think that the noise is coming. From where the noise is coming, that is called source. Like this figure. Okay, you can see the figure. This is the source, like the horn of this car. Then the noise is transmitted through this path, that is called the transmission path, and ultimately it reaches to us. Say these are the flats. In this flat you are staying, so we are the receiver, you are the receiver. So there are three parts where the noise is produced, that is called source. Next part, the transmission path, that means from the industry noise is created, then it must come to us. So there is some path that is called transmission path. And at last it is coming to the receptor, receiver, that we, the human beings. So these three we have to consider. So in this three part, we can reduce, we can take control measures. So first part is at the source. At the source, generally you know that in different industry we get the noise from the different machines. Like say due to the frictional force we get machines. So when the machine becomes very old, so it requires more maintenance, otherwise it will create more friction. So we have to apply the grease or any other oil, lubricating oil, to reduce the frictional force so that the sound or noise can be reduced. So basically we require the repairing, the proper maintenance, and using lubricant to reduce friction. So at the source, this is at the source we can reduce the noise. That means where the noise is creating, there we can reduce the noise, intensity of the noise. So we can do different types of measures like reduction of amplitude, reduction of frictional force, reduction of impacts, vibration isolation. So all these things we can do. Next is at the transmission path. So after the creating of the noise at the source, it will be transmitted through a path. So if we can use some insulating material which can absorb the sound or noise, then the intensity of the noise will be reduced. So there are different insulating materials we can use, like say curtains, blankets, carpets, also the open cell foams, mineral wool insulation, glass fiber. So many things which absorb, which work as the insulating material so that the intensity of the sound will not reach to us. So there are different parts, like we can do the alteration of frequency of resonant element. So what we can do? Alteration of the frequency. We can do the frequency alteration of the resonant element. Another, we can do the increase of energy dissipation. So energy dissipation can be increased so that the intensity will be reduced. Next is at the receiver. So at the receiver means the human being are the receiver. So we can take the personal protection by using earplug. We can use earplug or ear muff or AC enclosure, thick wall room, then we can reduce the intensity of the noise which is created outside. So here the steps are like number 1, this is path deflection, building layout, seating, absorption, provision for enclosure. So all these things we can do. At last, we can say that the plants, we can do the tree plantation because plants are the great absorbers of sound. Hence, the plantation along highways, streets, and the industrial areas should be done. So now, if I summarize the today's lecture, what you have learned? You have learned lots of things. What you have learned? Number 1, you have learned that what is sound, different units of sound pressure, intensity, sound frequency, and also you have learned the decibel, the unit of noise level. Then what you have learned? You have learned the different types of sounds like the musical sound and also the noise. And noise, what is noise? Noise is unwanted, irregular sound. So you have learned the noise, noise pollution, and the classification of noise, and the effects of noise pollution, the physiological effects, and also the effects on different situation like the communication or on the birds, in the work environment, in the industry. So you have learned all these things. Then also you have learned to control of noise pollution. So how we can control noise pollution? Okay, let's check how you can answer this. Multiple choice questions. So decibel is a unit of option 1 intensity, option 2 noise level, option 3 pressure, option 4 frequency. So answer will be noise level. Next, number 2, the human hearing frequency is 20 to 20,000 hertz, 60 to 60,000 hertz, 80 to 100 decibel, and 10 to 10,000 watt per meter square. So the answer, what will be the answer? Answer will be A, option A, that is the 20 to 20,000 hertz. Next is short answer questions. So it is a define noise. Define noise, you can tell, it is very easy question, that the unwanted, irregular, annoying sound, that is called noise. And how it can be classified? So first part is the natural noise and anthropogenic noise. And in anthropogenic noise, there are 3 parts, 3 classification. Number 1, transport noise. Transport means it includes road transport, road traffic, rail traffic, and aircraft. And next is the occupational noise. And the third one is neighborhood noise. So when you will write, you give the examples. Try to define and try to give the examples. Second question is define noise pollution. So when the noise dumped into our environment and creates harmful effect, that is called noise pollution. And what are the harmful effects of noise pollution? So you will tell that the different effects like physiological effects. So basically noise is harmful for all of our body parts like our brain, our kidney, our heart, lungs, everything. And the other effects, like you have to say the effects on birds, effects on the old people, and effect on the children. Then work efficiency also reduced, and the the industrial accidents also increased, and like the work efficiency will be reduced, so communication will be distorted, and any person is like disposed to the noise pollution continuously, there will be he or she will have the hearing loss. So all these are the harmful effects of noise pollution. Now next question is how it can be controlled. So it can come like how it can be controlled. Then you have to tell all these things at the source or at the path and at the receiver. If it comes individually, like describe how it can be controlled at the path, then only you have to tell about the path. If it comes like how it is controlled at the receiver, so then only you have to tell about the receiver. That means receiver, how they will take the personal protection. So in this way you can describe. So today I am ending the session. I hope you have understood very well. If you have any doubt, so you can communicate with me, and I will also take your doubt clearing class. So thank you, students. Now I am ending the session.